I feel like oftentimes when people want to make pancakes, we're always looking for the perfect recipe. The search is over. These are the perfect pancake. They don't need anything else extra, maple syrup, butter if you want, and they are perfect in every possible way. Fluffy, light, moist, they eat well, they're easy. They take almost no time really to prepare. You just throw everything into a bowl, you mix it all together, you put them in the pan, and they're done. But we also have a surprise that we're gonna be showing you. So let's make this, shall we? We're gonna start with my take on a classic pancake, then I'll show you a Golden Diner inspired yeasted pancake complete with a beautiful whipped brown butter and of course, more maple syrup. But first, the ricotta pancake. It's also for my cookbook, the link's in the description, but I'm giving it to you for free because I love you. Right, so first the dry. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Now, before we mix that, I'm also gonna add the zest of 1 lemon. This is optional, it's not a necessity, but I do think it adds just a special flavor. It doesn't even necessarily taste purely of lemon. Whisk that all together until thoroughly combined. And separately, we have our wet ingredients, 2 whole eggs. Start whisking those. Then you're gonna whisk in 1 cup of whole milk, not non-fat, not half fat, not quarter fat, full fat whole milk. Then 1 tablespoon of a neutral tasting oil. That could be canola, it could be a vegetable oil, it could be avocado oil. Once that's all mixed together, you're then gonna add 1 cup of whole milk ricotta. Not half fat, not skim, full fat. I know I keep emphasizing it, but a lot of people like to make these modifications, and I'm telling you, it changes the flavor, it changes the texture, it won't be as good without the fat. And then just whisk that together until completely smooth. Now we're gonna add our liquid mixture to the dry, and you're gonna gently whisk that together. Very gently, kind of going around the sides. I'm almost folding it with the whisk, more so than I am whisking it. It's okay to have lumps in this, you want lumps. There, that's enough. The key to a really good pancake is not over mixing it. We don't want any gluten formation. Now, we can make our pancakes. So we're gonna do 1/4 cup mounds all across our flat top. You can do a nonstick pan, you can do one of those like nonstick electric griddles. I prefer to use some form of a flat top. So in this case, we have a cast iron griddle. It gets a better looking cook or crust on the pancake. So medium heat, 1/4 cup mounds of your batter onto your griddle. Round them out a little. We're gonna let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now, we're gonna check the underside, make sure that we have got good browning and that it's even. I'm feeling this has exactly what I want. We're gonna go under and then give it a little flip. Boom. This is like 75% of the way cooked, so this other side's only gonna cook for like 30 to 45 seconds. So if you feel it, it still feels relatively firm. Even if the underside isn't fully browned, doesn't matter, take it off now. Those smell so good. Now just repeat that with the rest of your pancake batter. Now onto the Golden Diner style pancakes. So start with the pre-ferment according to them. 2 cups of water, 1 3/4 cup of buttermilk, and then 6 grams on the dot of instant yeast. They use grams here obviously for the sake of hyper accuracy for the yeast specifically because a little bit of yeast goes a long way. But remember, we also have gram conversions for every single thing. Link is in the description for that. We have that for all of our recipes because we love grams. I prefer grams actually. Anyway, whisk that together till the yeast is dissolved. You want each of these liquids to be slightly lukewarm, so if you need to microwave them a little, that's fine. Just make sure they don't go over 95 Fahrenheit. Now once that's dissolved, you'll add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and then you're gonna carefully whisk that in. You don't wanna overmix this. It's okay if there's a few lumps. That's done. There are a few clumps, that's fine. You'll let this sit on the counter at room temperature for 1 hour. All right, it's been an hour. When you remove, you'll notice a beautiful bubbly scenario going on in here. This is essentially what would be called the pre-ferment. And it smells yeasty, it smells delicious. Now, we're gonna make our dry mix. In a small bowl, we'll add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Whisk together till thoroughly combined. The reason you do the dry, completely homogenized before adding it to this is if you were to add all those ingredients individually, right, and then mix it, you might end up with unevenly distributed ingredients, which is like, oh, who cares? I care. I care that you don't this up. Anyway, in a separate bowl, your liquids, so we have 2 whole eggs, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we mixed our liquids separately for a different reason, which I don't normally do, but I do in this situation, because we want to avoid gluten development. So the liquids will go in to our pre-ferment. You're gonna gently whisk that together to create as little gluten development as possible. And then finally, our dry mixture, which we're gonna carefully fold together, not whisk. Now we're gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes, and while we're doing that, we're gonna prep our cooking area. So we have a non-stick pan heating over medium heat on a small burner. This is a 7-inch non-stick pan. We're gonna do 2 of these. They make one big pancake per pan. So 8-ounce ladle. Optionally, you can spray the ladle so that the batter doesn't stick as badly in it, but it's not a necessity. But by doing that, you're able to get one nice full ladle full of your batter into your pan. So we're gonna let that cook for 3 minutes. You'll carefully peek underneath that pancake, and once you see some browning, 25% of browning that you want, right? It's not quite there yet. That would be the time that you turn off the heat, take it off the heat, put it into your oven under a broiler for 2 to 3 minutes just to cook the top. We're not looking for browning, we're just looking to cook the top. Our pancake is done. Took about close to 5 minutes under the broiler. We're gonna loosen it with our spatula, take our plate, set that on top, and then give it a little one of these. Look at that. She is lovely. So we're making a whipped brown butter. 2 sticks or 1 cup of salted butter into a medium-sized sauce pot. We're gonna set that over medium heat and just let that melt. Once it's fully melted, it's gonna start bubbling, and you're gonna let that cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, stirring often or until the milk solids in there are browned. You can take them to a golden brown. My optimal browning would be almost burnt, very, very dark. Don't be scared. I mean, yes, you can burn it, but truly like kinda hard to do that. Oh yeah, that is nutty goodness. Now, ice bath, bowl set over the ice bath. All right, so brown butter, give it a swirl so you don't lose those nice brown butter bits. You don't wanna lose that. Pour that in. You're gonna vigorously whisk that over your ice bath, making sure to incorporate the edges. Do not stop whisking. The ice is gonna cause the edges to slowly solidify. They're gonna immediately melt from the severe heat of the rest of the brown butter that's brushing up against it. And slowly, it'll sort of start to soften and turn creamy. Once it's turned softened and creamy, you're gonna take it out of the bowl and then you're gonna keep whisking it until sort of like a softened butter texture, essentially. You can also go in the ice, take it out of the ice. In the ice, take it out of the ice. Just do not let it completely solidify. Look at that, isn't that lovely? And now we plate. We have 2 pancakes, the tale of 2 cakes. I feel like I'm outing myself by having pancakes of such stature. There's so many layers, so much work that goes into this one, and then my simple one over here. I'm actually gonna start with these. Unbelievably soft. I mean, look at these things, dude. That is absurd. The brown butter, so much flavor. Even the cake base itself is so nice. It's a little bit yeasty, it's got some tartness from the buttermilk. I get why the Golden Diner is so famous because of these pancakes. They are ridiculously good, but how do they compare? For a traditional pancake, this is the best variation I can think of. There's no yeasting process, there's no need to let it rest for excessive amounts of time. You can just literally whisk this together and make it and serve it right away. These are more gooey and soft, and this is more like moist and fluffy. Minor differences, but they're both extremely good. You wanna put in more effort and have these really big fancy ones? There you go, these are fantastic. You wanna make a really quick and easy one that is phenomenal and still has some extra qualities to it, the lemon zest coming through, that fragrance. These are for you too. Pick and choose, you know what to do. Subscribe, love you.